Radio check.
Yo, how you doing?
Pit lane speed limit is 50 kilometers per hour. Okay, Dennis, we've got 2 laps to get the job done.
Doing good. We'll see. I mean, feels good here. They might change something and might not feel good for whatever's coming next. So. Well, I mean, it's Bathurst. I think it's just best to go with a car you can drive consistently for a good pace than to worry about what's the absolute fastest. They changed that curb.
Hey, can anyone give me a mic check?
You're good. What I saw was that Porsche was the fastest with Bob. Yeah. Because it doesn't have that much penalties with power and weight, I guess.
The leader has just done a 204.44.
Yeah, lift-off oversteer seems to be a bit of a problem, but this is
The leader's just done a 203.80.
Damn. Horrible lap.
Eighth place. That was 205.10.
No, yeah, bad lap. Let's see what the second one's like. Ah. Not too worried.
Sector 2 time is okay.
Yeah. Well, the first stint especially will be very slow. You're in the middle of the pack. It always is.
Fastest lap for Bland, 203.39. That's a new fastest lap for Henke, 203.08. P6.
Little better, I guess. Still wasn't a very good lap. In what I've seen is that the Porsche is the car to go for. I mean, from speed at least. And for me, it's always like a car that handles quite well since the last big tire update, so it would make sense for it to be very popular.
That's the end of the session. 6th place.
I'm testing esports first. See what it's like, and then if it's too spicy, we'll go with the consistent.
Race starts in 60 seconds.
American Aston, a few Porsches, McLaren up there in P4 or P3, I mean.
Race start in 30 seconds.
I'm guessing that's also Porsche on pole. What about P2, also Porsche? Yeah, so it's mostly Porsches.
Okay, Dennis, should do well here. We're optimistic we can finish in the top 6:40 minutes. Field strength is 2,200. Okay, rolling start. Follow car number 19 in the right lane. We need to catch up to car number 19. The safety car speed is 89 kilometers per hour. Get ready, mate. Floor it. Green, green, green. Car right. Still there. He's still there. Still there. He's still there.
I'll just send you the other words after
He's
this.
still there. Still there.
But you just have to look at the ride heights,
Hold your line.
the fuel,
Clear
and
right.
then
We have damage.
put them back.
On your right. Hold your line. Clear right.
Really, man? Really? What the fuck have you done, man? Learn how to drive, man. Now I have the bandit. Congratulations. Fucking moron.
They're showing the slippery surface flag.
I will report him, man.
Yeah. I mean, the guy in front just decided to lift off 150 meters before T1, I don't know why. When I was right up his ass, like, it made no sense, but it is what it is. Yeah, I think that's probably damage.
Well done, Dennis. This is great. Come on, keep nailing those exits. P5. Sector 3 times okay. The gap to Arturo behind is increasing. It's now 1.9.
We can go past it because my car is fucked up.
The track temperature is decreasing. It's now 29 Celsius. The gap to Matthew ahead is increasing. It's now 2.8 seconds. Slippery surface flag. The gap to Matthew ahead is now 2.4 seconds.
Yeah, I think everybody complained, so they just kind of
The gap to
stopped.
Matthew ahead is now 2.5
Even the rain
seconds.
we had at Petit, just even though it didn't really force any change to rain tires or anything, that was fun. Like for at least like half an hour, everybody had to be a little bit more careful. It spiced things up for a little bit.
The gap to Matthew in front is now 2.1 seconds. The guy ahead has just done a 204.81. Your lap time was 204.43. Sector 2 is 0.28 off the pace. The guy behind has just done a 205.23.
I really think
Dennis,
they need to find a
you're
way to
reeling
bring
Matthew in. The gap is now 1.7 seconds.
safety cars in, because that's really going to be the thing that makes special events a lot more fun again. I mean, they're already lovely, so they're fun, but being
You're
able to
reeling
have a
Matthew
little
in.
small
The
thing
gap's
go
now
wrong and still
1.4
be in it at
seconds.
the end would be massive for special events.
Sector 1 times okay. The gap in front is now 1.1. The gap to Matthew ahead is now 1.0 seconds.
Yeah, of course.
The gap to Matthew ahead is now 1.1 seconds.
Somehow there's like 700 Porsches and the car in P1 is a McLaren.
Slippery surface flag, be careful.
Just got enough
We just had a warning for cutting the track. The gap to Matthew in front is now 0.9. New fastest lap for Land, 204.02. The pit window for fuel will open on lap 6. It'll close on lap 14. We didn't record any pit timings. The fuel estimates might not be reliable. Alright Dennis, you're reeling Matthew in. The gap
We
is
managed to
0.6.
tag back onto these guys in front, which is good. Also, did you see that there's a
The
DQ
gap
limit
to
for this?
P4 ahead is now 0.6.
Learn how to drive, man.
gap in front is now 0.9.
Okay, it can do it flat. And it actually was probably the least scary I've had because of the lift oversteer.
The gap ahead is now 0.6. P5.
I think 150 is it's conservative. I guess they want to, since they're bringing that back in, they want to start conservative. They don't want to get people
The gap to
disqualified
Matthew in front
right
is
away.
now
Because
0.6.
150 for a 12-hour at Bathurst is a lot. You need to do a lot of bad driving to get there. Like, even 50 is already quite generous for a drive-through at Bathurst. Yeah, the big issue with the safety cars is that figuring out how to trigger them. Would it be like a random thing, based on incidents? But I think based on incidents, it's you could get unlucky with small incident that people can get going
that
and
lap
or whatever.
was at 203.36.
Okay. I mean, I guess you just have to trust that the air will get through it. I also haven't really driven Bathurst since the last big tire update, so that's probably also why I'm not super confident doing it. Ooh, not good. That's steering damage, I think.
Okay, Dennis, this bastard's holding you up. You've got to find a way past.
No,
You need
I
to
don't
find a
think...
10th in sector
Because, I
2.
mean, you can get a middle for a relatively small accident.
Car right. Still a clear right. Past the bastard. Come on, do it now. Good stuff.
Like what I
Keep it
just
coming.
did could give me a meatball. It didn't, thankfully, but it could. You got a bit unlucky with...
Car ahead is Marco. A license.
Yeah, that's different. Because, I mean,
The
if you have a
leader has just
manual...
done a
someone triggering it
203.42.
manually, then
Keep doing what you're doing. This is spot on. P4. That's the fastest lap of the race. Your lap time was at 203.34. Fucking hell, defend these positions. Okay, Dennis. The next car is Matthew, A license.
Got on the curb. At least I saved it.
My bad, Stefan, but you did move on the braking. I didn't mean to take you out.
The gap to Matthew ahead is increasing. It's now 1.9. The gap to Matthew ahead is now 1.6.
I mean, they could do it like randomly, so
62 time
let's
is
say
quick.
whenever the total incident count of the server reaches certain thresholds,
You're
it
reeling
triggers a
Matthew
random full
in.
first
The
yellow.
gap's now
Could be
1.5
something like that.
seconds.
Because if it's based on incidents, people will find ways to game the
There's
system.
an incident in Murray's Corner. We think it might be Estra.
Especially in like top split where
Yellow
teams
flag.
might usually have more than one car. If they need to sacrifice a car to get a yellow for their other car, they would definitely figure out how to do it.
The gap to Matthew ahead is now 1.6 seconds. The leader has just done a 2:03.41. Alright Dennis, there'll be chances here. Let's make sure we can take them. P5. That last lap was a 2:05.92. That's a new fastest lap for Schubert. 2:03.21. The gap to Matthew ahead is now 1.5. The gap ahead is now 1.6 seconds. The gap in front is now 1.7 seconds. There's an incident in Forest Elbow. It looks like it's Estra. Yellow flag, keep your wits about you, mate. The gap to Matthew in front is now 1.6 seconds. The track temp's increasing. It's now 31 Celsius.
That's true.
Pit
But I guess the
window
point is if you don't
open.
know
When we
when
exit
to
the pits, we
trigger
should
it,
be in
it's harder
position
to game the
13.
system.
Sector 2 is 0.8
So let's say if it's
off
not
the
a
pace.
predefined
Okay,
threshold,
Dennis,
it's just,
you're reeling.
or
P4
it is a
in.
predefined
The gap
threshold,
is
but you
now
don't have
1.0
any idea of
seconds.
knowing what it is, or other people's instant counts. So like, you could be 1,000 instants away, and you know, by that point you'd get DQ'd, I guess. So. I think that system could work, but it's just not the most like realistic. But and also you'd have to really look at the
You're
data to
reeling
figure out
Matthew
what good
in. The
thresholds
gap
would be.
is 0.9.
And then if they make like a change like they did with the Daytona with the bus stop or
Sector
something,
3
they
time
can
is
have
fast.
no reference
Fastest
point
lap
for what
for
the
Schubert,
threshold should be.
2:03.06. You've just done a 2:04.49. The gap in front is now 1.0 seconds. You've used half your fuel. The gap to P4 ahead is now 0.9. The gap to Matthew in front is now 0.9.
Wow, that fucking screen freeze just totally fucked me.
The gap ahead is now 1.2. The gap to Matthew ahead is now 0.9.
Still don't know how to take that properly.
The track temperature's rising. It's now 33 Celsius. The gap to Matthew ahead is now 1.0. New fastest lap for Marco, 2:03.00. That lap time was 2:03.90. Sector 3 is 0.39 off the pace. The gap in front is now 1.0. gap to Matthew in front is now 1.0 seconds. The gap to P4 ahead is now 1.2.
What is this guy doing, bro?
Left side, clear left. The gap to Matthew ahead is now 0.49. Sector 2 time is good. P5, your last lap time was at 2:03.38. Sector 1 is 0.38 off the pace. Your Sector 2 time is quick. Sector 3 is 0.25 off the pace. Herrera behind is pitting. Alright Dennis, you need to pass this twat, you're losing too much time.
Oh yeah, that's mid-12 for sure now. Oh. Okay.
Don't think about the lap times, just hit each and every apex. 20 minutes remaining, you've got 20 minutes left. You're a second off the pace in Sector 2.
Interesting.
Marco in front is pitting. P3, we're halfway through. Should be about 4 laps remaining on this tank. You've just done a 2:05.00. Sector 1 is 0.6 off the pace. Sector 2 is a second off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.41 off the pace. The guy ahead is Henke. Okay Dennis, the next car is 3 laps behind. The gap to Matthew behind is now 2.3 seconds. The gap behind is now 2.2. The gap to Matthew behind is now 2.4. The car ahead has just done a 203.34. 3 laps of fuel remaining. That lap was at 204.40. Sector 3 is 0.7 off the pace. Henke, car number 28, is leading the race. The gap to Matthew behind is now 2.2 seconds. The gap behind is now 2.3 seconds. The gap to P4 behind is now 2.3 seconds. The gap to P4 behind is now 2.2 seconds.
Yeah, pit entry is super easy to get at 1x.
Sector 2 is 0.5 off the pace. The gap behind is now 2.4. Henke ahead is pitting. Okay Dennis, 15 minutes left, that's 15 minutes. Keep it coming man, this is great. P2, 2 laps of fuel remaining. Matthew behind is pitting. You've just done a 204.42.
If you want to take the 1x, basically, yeah. Because it does actually gain you a good bit of time.
Sector 1 is 0.33 off the pace. The gap to Schubert behind is now 2.3 seconds. The gap to P3 behind is now 2.3 seconds. Incident in Murray's Corner. It looks like land. The gap to P3 behind is now 2.3. You've only got enough fuel for this lap. That lap was a 203.92. Sector 1 is 0.33 off the pace. You're a tenth off the pace in Sector 2. Sector 3 is 0.29 off the pace.
I don't know, I think they're early stopping, because I haven't saved any fuel really.
The gap to P2 behind is now 1.8 seconds. Box this lap, please, Dennis.
I don't know, that
The
might
gap
be
to
right.
Schubert behind is now 1.5 seconds.
We have what? 101 liters, 102 liters?
2 litres remaining.
With the fuel penalty, I mean?
Watch your speed. Pit lane speed limit is 50 kilometers per hour. The gap to Schubert behind is now 1.5 seconds. Box in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Box now.
Jesus Christ, 3.5 minutes of damage.
Front right 84%, right rear 86.
No. Because the full tank isn't 100. It's like 104
There's traffic
or
on the
something.
exit, keep it tight. Ten minutes to go, that's 10 minutes left. Incident in McPhillamy Park. It looks like Marco. The gap to Henke ahead is increasing. It's now 2.1. The gap in front is now 2.1 seconds. The gap to P2 in front is now 2.1. P3. The gap to P2 ahead is now 2.1. The gap to Henke ahead is increasing. It's now 2.3 seconds. The gap to P4 behind is now 1.9. The gap to Schubert behind is now 2.0 seconds. The gap to P2 in front is now 2.2.
Oh, really? Is the full tank 100 liters? I thought it was more. Maybe it's more on other cars, I guess.
The gap in front is now 2.2.
Because I'm pretty sure that other GTs have more than 100 liters. I mean, I think the Acura has like 112.
Okay, Dennis,
Restricted.
that's good consistency. Keep it up. Schubert behind is pitting now. That was a 204.51. The gap in front is now 2.4 seconds. Schubert is now on wets. The gap to Henke ahead is now
But is it not
2.3.
100 already with the Bob? Like for us in the Porsche?
Sector 1 is 0.7 off the pace. The gap ahead is now 2.6. Five minutes to go, you're looking good for a podium. The gap ahead is now 2.8 seconds. The gap to P2 ahead is now 3.0.
That's for 29, right?
The gap in front is now 3.0 seconds. There's an incident in the chase. We think it might be Marco. That lap time was 204.52. Sector 1 is 0.7 off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.43 off the pace. Sector 3 time is
29
quick.
makes it 12 stints, right? I assume. It cuts out having to do a splash.
The gap to P2 ahead is increasing. It's now 4.8. Okay, Dennis, you've used half your fuel. The gap to Henke ahead is now 5.0 seconds. gap in front is now 4.2 seconds. The gap to B2 in front is now 4.2 seconds. Red yellow flag, there's debris out there. The gap to Henke ahead is increasing, it's now 4.6. Two minutes to go, 2 minutes. You've just done a 206.30. Sector 1 is 2.4 seconds off the pace. You're a tenth off the pace in Sector 2. Sector 3 is 0.35 off the pace. You're 2 tenths off the pace in Sector 1.
Thank you.
You're a tenth off the pace in Sector 2.
Let me try and go for a T to 3.3 lap on the last lap. So I do have a lot of damage, so that's probably also going to play a part, but we'll see.
There's an incident in Murray's Corner. It looks like it's Estra.
Nah, it should be easy actually.
Okay, Dennis, one more
Just
to
with
go.
those
Keep it
two
together,
bits of
we'll be
fuel
on the
saving,
podium.
I got 3,
That lap was a
336,
203.83. Sector 3 times okay.
Okay. Well, I mean, if we're going about 4 seconds a lap over, it would be an hour. Like if we're doing 204s, which we will be probably. Or even higher. Yeah, this car's a bit fucked with the damage.
Sector 1 is 1.1
Yeah, but
seconds off the pace.
No, it would be... Yeah, well, no. It'd be basically an hour. It would be 59 minutes and almost an hour, plus the pit stop, it would be an hour for sure. Because 29 times 258, plus 29 times 4, which is 116, right? So it would be 59 minutes and 56 seconds.
P3. There's an incident in Murray's Corner. We think it might be Teixeira.
Well, it is, because 4 seconds
Land,
isn't
yellow flag,
0.04
caution.
of a minute, you know? So you actually have
Podium finish.
you have
Nice
to calculate it on in seconds and then convert it to minutes. But yeah, it's what I'm saying. It's basically an hour. It's 59. Assuming 204s, it's 59 minutes and
That's the end of the
56
session.
seconds for 29 laps. Oof. I like the setup, to be honest. I think the esports setup is manageable. Most of the issues I had were just hitting that curb or dirty air, so. And also, I mean, I got damage turn 1, so that didn't help either. Yep. The fuck's going on here? Well, and even if it was 59 minutes, it still would be fine because you have the pit stop, which is a minute. So yeah, 29 laps. I think at pretty much any pace would be a guaranteed hour. Mm, Let me just quickly check the. I don't. 3.2 isn't impossible, but I don't know if there's a point in that. But I don't think it's impossible because what did I get on that last lap? I mean, to be fair, it was a pretty bad lap. But even on my second to last lap, where I only saved in a couple of spots, even though they were decently big saves, but still, it was only a couple of spots, and I already got a 3.36. Let me check how much I used on the last lap. It was similar, 3.36. Well, it was basically the same as the previous lap, but I also didn't save for the last 2 corners. Don't know. Interesting one. Let's see. How much? Oh! Yeah, I forgot Bathurst is a bit of a SR godsend, because I got 11 instants and basically didn't lose anything. I think 3.2 is probably not worth it, because realistically, we're not. I mean, realistically, 29 laps is going to be an hour for us at our pace, and pretty much everyone at our level should be, because I don't think you'll be running really 202s ever, especially not consistently. Not enough to affect it too much on how long you can run. Because even if you were running 203s over 29 laps, it would still be, 59 minutes, just under 59 minutes and 30 seconds. There we go, another bot. Which would, 59 minutes, 30 seconds plus the pit stop. You're leaving the pits with enough time for just the 12 stints without having to do the last pit stop, the extra pit stop at the end. Because if we do 3-2, what can we get? Can we get 30 laps? Although I think 30 laps might be overkill. I don't know. Because even like 3.3, yeah, 11 pit stops if we're running 3.3. 3.3 is like I think it's a good level because you can get it relatively easy, especially if you catch a good lap with traffic. You can get a lot of it, like you can get a lot of it done with a bit of traffic. but it doesn't force you to fuel save super aggressively on every single corner. You know, you can fuel save T1, T2, the chase, and last corner, and you can hit 3-3 quite easily, I think. And it also, you know, if you're doing that, it also kind of settles you into a bit more of a rhythm because you're not pushing as hard. Just what I'm thinking. Let me send you the sprint setups really quickly before I forget again. Just I was about to send you the wrong setups. That wouldn't have been very good. I think I sent the quality setups again, but it's whatever. Just did. Is Rainmaster at Bathurst? I don't think I've actually driven Bathurst in the rain, to be honest.
The track temperature is increasing. It's now 41 Celsius. New fastest lap for Maldonado, 40.65.
I don't think it's much of a NIF. I think it's probably the most likely outcome, unfortunately. Because fixed, I mean, even GT3 in general driving standards are a bit poor overall. But fixed, people just seem to disconnect their brains. And also the setups are kind of meh. Yeah, I mean, the good thing about fixed is that you're not gonna have much lift off oversteer. You might have understeer forever, and understeer into pretty much every single wall. One good thing that I learned from that race is that the car is actually quite durable, because I spent half of the race smashing into walls, and it still drove quite well at the end.
Sector 2 is 0.6 off the pace. Sector 1 time is good. P4. Sector 1 is quick. You'll need to slow down to give back the time gained. Sector 2 is 2.2 seconds off the pace. P3. Sector 3 is 1.5 off the pace. Sector 1 time's okay. We need to slow down and give back some time. The guy behind has just done a 43.40, left front 98%, left rear 91. The guy in front has just done a 41.14. Air and track temps are falling. Air temp is now 21. The track temp is now 36 Celsius. That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes. The leader's just done a 48.71. The track temperature is increasing. It's now 38 Celsius. The leader has just done a 41.10. Sector 2 is 0.30 off the pace. Sector 1 is 0.6 off the pace. Six laps. Let's make them count. P8. The track temp is 38 Celsius. The air temp is 21. This will be a standing start. Green, green, green. Car right. Right side's clear. Car left. Clear left. Okay, Dennis. Decent start. We can build something from here. P7. Lucas, car number 2 is now in the lead. The driver in front of us is Pasta, and their rating is 1.7. Car right side's clear, right side clear right. The leader has just done a 39.00. Sector 2 is 0.7 off the pace. Push now, we can catch up here. B6, that lap time was 41. You're on clear left. Sector 2 is 1.1 seconds off the pace. On your right. Still there. Still, right side's clear. Alright Dennis, halfway home. Fuel looks good. P5. Sector 3 is 0.5 off the pace. Sector 1 is 2.5 off the pace. You have 6 incident points. B6, 2 laps remaining. The gap to Pasta ahead is increasing. It's now 2.3 seconds. Sector 1 is 2.0 off the pace. Try the other way up. You have 8 incident points. Lucas has taken the win.
Well, it's quite easy to do actually, because you really need to grab the camber on the inside. So anyway, I'm gonna hop off. I'll probably, well, not, maybe not now. Tomorrow, definitely not. Yeah, Thursday I should be around. Maybe tomorrow I could maybe just do some practice. I don't know. Definitely won't be doing any races or streaming or anything like that. But I could do some practice, I guess, maybe. But yeah. Good luck for your race. I'll see you when I see you. Have a good one.